Hi everyone, welcome to my channel Crochet for Baby. My name is Sarah. Thank you for watching and thank you for subscribing. In today's tutorial, I'm going to show you how to make this hat for baby between 3 and 6 months old. It's very easy to make. This stitch here is the raspberry stitch, which is the same stitch that I used to make this hat here. This one here is for a child between 4 and 5 years old. I will leave the link to that tutorial in the information box. Now, when I uploaded that tutorial, I had many requests to make it smaller. So here it is. I think I'm also going to make an adult version to this hat since I love the way that this stitch looks. Now the yarn that I used to make this hat says in the label that it's bulky number 5, but I think it's more like a medium number 4 yarn. So you can use medium number 4 yarn to make this hat. Also, you can make it for any size, any age. I'll leave that information down here in the information box. I'm going to leave you the circumference and the height based on age, so be sure to check that out. Okay, so I hope you like it, and without further say, let's get started, and thank you for watching. Okay, to begin, I'll be using this 5mm crochet hook, and today I'm using this bulky number 5 yarn. This is the yarn that I'm using, Premier Puzzle. This one here is in the color acrostic. And there it is, it's the bulky number 5 yarn. Okay, so to begin, I have 44 chains. This chain here measures 12.5 inches, which is about 34 centimeters. Now, you can make this hat for any size, any age. I'll leave you that information down here in the information box. I'll leave you the circumference and the height based on age. So if you want to make this hat for any size, any age, be sure to check that out. The only thing that I recommend is that you make your chain in multiples of 2. Okay, so to begin, like I said, I have 44 chains. The first thing we're going to do is we're going to join to the first chain, like this. Okay, join to the first chain with a slip stitch. Okay, now we're joined and our chain is not twisted. Now, chain 1, and into this same stitch where I just did the slip stitch, make 1/2 double crochet. So go back into that same stitch and make a 1/2 double crochet. A 1/2 double crochet into the next chain, 1/2 double crochet into the next chain, and so on. For this first row, this is all I'm going to do. I'm just going to make 1/2 double crochet on each one of the chains. At the end of this first row, I'm going to have a total of 44 1/2 double crochets, not including the chain we just did here at the beginning. Continue like this, and I'll meet you here at the end to show you what we need to do next. Okay, I'm here at the end of this first row, and I have a total of 44 1/2 double crochets. Now to finish, we're going to go to the top of the first 1/2 double crochet right there and make a slip stitch. And this is how we finish this first row with a total of 44 1/2 double crochets. Now for the second row, we're going to chain 2. These 2 chains do not count as a stitch. Now here, we're going to make 1/2 double crochets for this row, but we're going to make sure to go into this stitch along the edge. The 1/2 double crochet has 2 little bars, these little V stitch bars that form on top. See, like that, like this. We're going to go through the side through one of the little stitches. So let me show you. So yarn over. The first one is going to go here into the same stitch we did the slip stitch, and make your first 1/2 double crochet. Then make your next 1/2 double crochet, making sure to only go through this stitch along the side, like this. This is all I'm going to do all around for this second row. At the end of this second row, I'm going to have 44 1/2 double crochets. Continue like this all around, and I will meet you here at the end to show you what we need to do next. Okay, I'm here at the end of this second row, and I have a total of 44 1/2 double crochets. Now what I'm going to do here is I'm going to fold our brim like this. And now to make this brim almost seamless, this is what we're going to do. We're going to go into this first row. See where we have the yarn here where we join. This is the first chain that we did. So insert your hook there, and then through the back, this is the second row that we just did. Insert your hook on top of the first 1/2 double crochet there. And now we're going to make a slip stitch. like this. Now we're joined. to both rows. Okay, now to make your third row, you're going to chain 1 and you're going to go back into the same stitch here and make your first half double crochet. Okay, make your first half double crochet. And now what we're going to do is we're going to make half double crochets, but we're going to also make sure to grab this stitch along this very edge here. This is the first row, and then through the back. Through the back, you're going to go through both loops. So let me show you. The next one, you're going to yarn over and then insert your hook here on this first row, and then through the back, through the second half double crochet, and make your next half double crochet. And then again, do the same thing for the next stitch. And if you line these up together like this, you can just insert your hook and make your half double crochet like this. At the end of this third row, you're going to have a total of 44 half double crochets. So continue like this all around. I'll meet you at the end of this row to show you what we need to do next. Okay, I'm here at the end of this third row and I have a total of 44 half double crochets, not including the 2 chains. Now to finish this row, we're going to go to the top of the first half double crochet right here and make a slip stitch. And this is how we finish this third row with 44 half double crochets. Now in the next row, we're going to start making our pattern stitch. The stitch that I'm going to use to make this hat is going to be the raspberry stitch. It's the same stitch that I made this hat with. See, that's what it looks like right there. It's a beautiful stitch that's worked in the rounds. That's what it looks like. So to do this, here we're going to chain 1 and then turn. Now into this space that you see here, this is the first space here, this is the slip stitch space. Now here we're going to make a double crochet into this first stitch that we see here right there. See, insert your hook there and make a double crochet, then make a single crochet. Now skip 1 half double crochet and into the next make a single crochet, a double crochet, and a single crochet into the same stitch here. Again, skip 1 half double crochet and into the next make a single crochet, a double crochet, and a single crochet into the same stitch. And this is all we're going to do. And as you can see on this other side, this is where you can start seeing the raspberry stitches. Okay, so continue like this all around. I'll meet you here at the end to show you what we need to do next. Okay, I'm here at the end of this first row of our pattern stitch, and I have a total of 23 raspberry stitches all around. Now to finish this row, here's our first raspberry stitch. We're going to go between the first and the second right here. If you count your stitches, it's the third stitch. 1, 2, 3. This is actually the single crochet to the second raspberry stitch. So here we're going to insert our hook right there, make a single crochet, make sure that this stitch is nice and tight so that this stitch here, the first stitch, stays like this. See, right there. Now we're going to make a double crochet into the same stitch here and a single crochet stitch. One thing I forgot is to put a stitch marker marking the first row. So right here I'm going to put a stitch marker. This is where we have the first row. Now to make your next stitch, same thing. If you're counting your stitches, it's the third stitch. 1, 2, 3. Right here, insert your hook, make a single crochet, a double crochet, and a single crochet into the same stitch here. Again, jump to the next space, single crochet, double crochet, single crochet. This is all we're going to do all around, so continue like this. I'll meet you here at the end of the second row to show you what we need to do next. Okay, I'm here at the end of this second row. I have a total of 23 raspberry stitches up to here, and this is what it looks like from the other side. Now we're going to continue here just making our stitches between each raspberry stitch right in the very center right here. You're just going to continue along and just make your raspberry stitches all around in a continuous round. just like this. I'm not exactly sure how many rows I'm going to do to give this hat the height that we need before we start reducing. So I will let you know here how many rows I'm going to do. So continue like this all around, and let me at the end of this row to show you what we need to do next. Okay, I'm here at the end of this 9th row. So in total, I did 9 rows. Here's our first row. So there's 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9 rows of the raspberry stitch, and it's measuring. It measures about 10 centimeters, which is about 4 inches. Now, for the size that I'm making this hat for, it needs to measure about 6 inches, which I still have 2 more inches to go. Now, if you're making this hat for any other size, you're going to do this stitch until you have 5 centimeters left on your hat. And you're going to use a smaller hook, like I'm going to do here. For the remainder of the hat, until it measures about 15 centimeters, I'm going to use this 4mm crochet hook. You're going to go down a size so that you start shaping the crown of the hat. So here, for the next 5 centimeters, which is about 2 inches, I'm going to work these remaining rows with the 4mm crochet hook. So here I'm just going to continue and do the same thing. Just make a single crochet, double crochet, single crochet, just like this, all around. Now, before I continue and do more stitches, I'm going to put a stitch marker right here, marking the first stitch using this hook, so that way I can tell you how many rows I'm going to do. Okay, so continue like this all around, and I'll meet you at the end of this row to show you what we need to do next. Okay, I'm here at the end of the 6th row. So beginning here where we started using the 4mm crochet hook, I did 6 rows. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6 rows, and it's measuring. It's almost 6 inches and almost 15 centimeters. So we're going to do 2 rows here. Into the spaces where we would normally do the raspberry stitches, now we're going to make single crochets. So you're just going to go into that space and make single crochets, just like this. This is all we're going to do for this row, so continue like this all around, and I'll meet you here at the end to show you what we need to do next. Okay, I'm here at the end of this row of single crochets. Up to here I have 22 single crochets. Now if you have 23, 24, 19, 18, it's okay, don't worry about it. Just finish this row by going here to the first single crochet and make a slip stitch. And this is how we finish this row. Now we're going to make one more row, so chain 1, and into the same stitch here make a single crochet. Single crochet into the next, and into the next 2 we're going to work a stitch reduction. So insert your hook, grab a loop, into the next, insert your hook, grab a loop, 3 loops, close. Okay, now again we're going to make 2 single crochets, 1, 2, and into the next 2 insert your hook, grab a loop, insert your hook into the next, grab a loop, 3 loops, close. This is all we're going to do, so continue like this. I'll meet you here to show you what we need to do next. Okay, I'm here at the end of this row. Now to finish, we're going to go to the top of the first single crochet and make a slip stitch. And now this part here is done. All we need to do is just close the top of our hat. So here I'm just going to pull this loop and then tie a knot here. Cut your yarn, make sure you leave a tail like this, not too long. I think I left too much here, but here I'm just going to pass my yarn through this needle, and we're going to weave this yarn all around. The way I like to do it is I like to go into the first stitch, skip one and into the next, insert your needle, skip one and into the next, insert your needle, and I'm going to do this all around. Okay, so here's the end. Now I'm going to remove my needle, and here I'm just going to pull my yarn like this, and now this hole there is closed, and with this loop here that I left, now I can tie the top. Now, I usually don't hide this part here because it's not going to come undone. If you make 2 or 3 knots here and then cut your yarn, it's not going to come undone. So it's very easy instead of weaving it all around. So here, this part is done, and this is the top. So our baby hat is done, and there it is. I think it's so cute. Now I'm going to add a little pompon. In my channel, I already have a tutorial on how I make my pompons. It's super easy. So I'll leave the link down here in the information box as well to that. So I'm going to make my little pompon, and then I'll come back and show you what it looks like. Okay, so here's my finished hat. This is what it looks like with the little pompon, and there it is. I love this stitch. It's nice and thick, perfect for the winter. Now, I used about 74 grams for this hat, including the pompon, and it's got a circumference of about 38 centimeters, which is about 15 inches, and the height is about 16 centimeters, which is about 6.5 inches. So based on those measurements, I'd say that this little hat is for a baby between 3 and 6 months. Now, you can also make it smaller between 0 and 3 months. Just use a 4.5 millimeter crochet hook with medium number 4 yarn, and for a baby between 6 and 9 months, just use a 5.5 millimeter crochet hook with medium number 4 yarn. That way you don't have to worry about measurements or multiples or anything like that. You can just easily just use a smaller hook. Okay, so this has been today's tutorial. I hope you like it. Thank you so much for watching. Until next time.